Hello YouTube. I just wanted to make this video real quick because it was on my mind and I was like, I want to talk to my single mothers tonight. And one thing you always have to remind yourself when you're dating a man or when you're talking to a man or anything like that. For me right now, I am single. I'm not talking to anyone. I'm not sleeping with anyone. I am just completely single to myself. And sometimes it's not always easy to do that because naturally, yeah, you do have guys that want to talk to you, and you may have someone that you're physical with, but they don't really deserve your body. You know, we've all been there. And then you wake up and you realize, what am I doing? You know, but I wanted to talk about this because a girl I grew up with, she's an amazing person, and we kind of grew apart. We were never really close, but her grandmother, she was raised by her grandmother. So her grandmother and my parents, they live in the same building. She grew up on the 13th floor, I grew up on the 4th. And we ended up going to the same junior high school. She was there from kindergarten through 8th, and I only came for 1 year. And she was a, great student, very smart. Her grandmother was very strict, and we both had like strict parents, so that's what we had in common. And as long as I've known, she's always like been single. Like we both had kids. Her son is actually born only a few months after mine. So my son is born December 2008, and her son was born May 2009. So he just turned 15 this past May, and my son is gonna be 16. So they January, February. So they're 5 months apart, right? So yeah. And we kind of just grew apart, I guess, because of laziness, or, we were just never really close. And it's a shame that, like, our kids don't really know each other. But I seen something on her Facebook, just happened to be scrolling, and she was single for the longest. Like, she never posted up anyone. And so she has this guy that she's with, and he didn't take her out for her birthday. Now, I think I talked about it in a previous video with one of the YouTube people that I'm subscribed to, Irene. And she said how she popped up at the dude's house. He didn't take her out for her birthday. And I was telling y'all, not to boast myself, but when a man takes you out for your birthday, that's bare minimum. Like, that's not even something that's like... And so I'm scrolling on her Facebook, and I'm like, this dude that's, she is posting, that's supposed to be her boyfriend, he didn't take her out for her birthday. And then, like, she's writing subliminals about basically being unhappy, saying how she has to force him out. And she's like, another weekend I'm not in my man's house. And so it's like, basically she's like alone, but in a relationship. And I said all that to say this to my single mother specifically because, especially when you have a boy child, you have to be careful with that, because if you're not getting treated right, and you have to think to yourself, would I want my son treating a girl like this? That's how you know when it's time to break ties. And luckily she had a best friend that took her out or whatever. I haven't been with her on her birthday since we were in our 20s. Like, it's been forever. And I feel bad because it's like, it's just been laziness, really, and it really made me think about her. We're the one kid crew. She got her son, I got my son, and that's it. We stopped at one. And she had got her apartment like a year before I did. So, yeah, because I remember she got her place in 2011. I got my place in 2012. Independent woman, always, she working, she take care of her, she do what she got to do. So me looking on her post, it made me make this video to say, the way a man treats you, would you want your son to treat a girl like that? Would you want your son to grow up and be the man that you are dating? And when I say grow up to be the man that you're dating, I'm not talking about his career or what car he drives. I'm talking about his character. And if the answer turns out to be no, that's how you know it's time to say goodbye. And sometimes that's hard to do, you know, if you really are in love with the person or if you have feelings. But as a single mom, it's better to be a single mom and be at peace than to be in a trifling ass relationship and your kids is looking at you like, Ma, what's going, you know? So one thing my son said to me, and it made me feel so good, and he doesn't even know how good he made me feel by saying this. We were just casually talking one day, and he goes, well, you single and you ain't miserable. Because my son knows that I'm a happy person, and I'm happy that he sees that. I'm happy that he sees, and that's the best thing that you could do for your children. That's what people don't realize. Your children want you to see you. Your children want to see you happy, contrary to popular belief. Your children want you to see you happy. If that's in a marriage relationship, then fine. But if it's toxic, ladies, trust and believe your children will much rather you be alone than to be in something stupid or something that's no good. And when he said that to me, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm doing something right. That my son can identify that. You ain't miserable. Because children know when somebody's miserable or not. Children, when they go to school, they be like, yo, that teacher, she's miserable. Like, you know, children could tell. So I'm happy that my son could say that. You not miserable, Ma. You happy. You a happy woman. And I'm so happy that he sees that in me. I'm so happy that he knows that about me. My mom is lit. You know. And like even in elementary school, his teachers, they told me how my son always talks about me. My mommy getting her hair done. She getting a new outfit. Today her birthday. She lit. Like she go out with her friends. Like they always say that they used to, you know, they say, yeah, your son talks about you all, and I'm happy that I'm that bubbly, happy person in his life. I'm not just his mom, but I'm somebody he could look up to and be like, you know what? We be going through some shit, but my mom is lit. My mom is happy. My mom is a happy chick, you know? And everybody who sees me says that, you know? And it's like, yeah, I refuse to let a man tear me down. I refuse to let anybody have that power over me. And I can't stress that enough to my single mothers, because a lot of us get a lot of flack and a lot of slack, and it's not easy. You got to go to work, you got to provide for yourself, and then turn around and provide for another human being. It's not easy at all. You getting yourself together, you getting your career together, you trying to get, you know, trying to make more paper at the same time raising a kid. It's not easy, you know. So salute to my single moms, and I just want to reiterate, your happiness and your kids' happiness come first. And if you don't know if a man is right for you or not, think, do I want my son to grow up like him? Do I want my daughter to be with somebody like him? And that's how you know. And those are my thoughts.